Hi, I'm Alex Wilson, and this is Waupaca Local Live.
If you're tired, weak, dead on your feet, walking home from the dark side of town, I'll bring coffee, a dog, a coat that is warm, good news, never you down. If you just can't defend all those good time and friends who leave in first teardrops fall, try to be true, try to be there for you, lend you a hand when you call. But I ain't breaking my heart over you, I ain't breaking my heart over you. Oh, I still love you so, I'm just letting you know I ain't breaking my heart over you. You got skin in the game, you handed the flame. You tell me you just pay it due, you still betting high every roll on the dice. And people want you to lose. If you're falling behind and you're troubling mind, as you worry that all hope is lost, I'll post the bail if you end up in jail. No, it don't matter the cost, but I ain't breaking my heart over you, I ain't breaking my heart over you. Oh, I still love you so, I'm just letting you know I ain't breaking my heart over you. There was a time when I let you mess with my mind. There was a time when I I ain't breaking my heart over you, I ain't breaking my heart over you. Oh, I still love you so, I'm just letting you know I ain't breaking my heart over you. Thank you.
All right, welcome to Waupaca Local Live, a very special edition of Waupaca Local Live, Arts on the Square version, right, Marcy?
That's right, and even though you may be listening to it after the festival, we are in Waupaca.
Yeah, we are in Waupaca on Session Street and Main Street.
Main Street, that's right,
Yeah.
Session and Main. And we've got Alex Wilson with us tonight.
Yes, a very...
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's start from the beginning, Alex. Where are you from? How did you get into this?
Well, I am from the Milwaukee area.
Okay.
I grew up in Cedarburg, Wisconsin,
Oh.
which is right next to Grafton, Wisconsin, which I found out in the last 10 years has some pretty deep blues history.
Yeah?
Paramount and Grafton in the 20s and 30s and stuff. And,
Wow.
apparently all 35 to 45% of the most important country blues recordings in history were made in Grafton.
Really?
Yeah.
20 to 30%? Wow.
Listeners, did you know that?
Wow.
They didn't.
Wow.
I didn't know it until 10
Thank
years.
you.
So blues is definitely your genre of choice, I assume.
Yes, I would say that's sort of, my defining foundation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So were you drawn to more of the older blues artists or the artists that were more likely your age while growing up, or?
Well, I guess I would say that I really did like them all, but I kind of went backwards in my progression. So when I was in my teens, I was kind of big into the 60s and 70s rock and roll, and I kind of went back in time from there. So
Yeah.
The modern blues, and then Chicago blues from there, and then we started getting into the older country
Yeah.
guys who influenced the genre.
Well, like who?
There's so many,
Yeah.
Well, as far as the country guys, Robert Johnson is a very big one for me. But probably my favorite blues musician is one of the Chicago guys, Little Walter, originally from Louisiana.
Oh.
Played harmonica with Muddy Waters when he was 17.
Okay.
Who was also a big influence, Muddy Waters. And,
Wow.
and their quote-unquote competition in Chicago, Howlin' Wolf.
Howlin'
out of
Wolf?
Memphis, yeah. So,
Wow.
We got a Howlin' Wolf fan in the audience.
yeah.
Believe it or not. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when did you actually start playing guitar?
Well, the first time I picked it up and really learned anything, I was 4 or 5. My father taught me blues bass lines.
Okay.
Um,
on a real guitar or
on
a
a
children's guitar?
6-string guitar, I
Okay.
learned blues bass lines. And it was actually it was kind of an antique instrument. It was actually kind of like a lute.
Yeah.
My dad is an antique collector, so we had a lot of this kind of stuff laying around.
Did he collect instruments or just generally antiques?
Generally antiques.
Okay.
There was a lot of instruments, a lot of really old newspapers, World Fair artifacts from 1933. And
Oh, cool.
Did he have
Before
a musical background as well?
yes, he played the blues in Milwaukee for
Yeah.
my entire youth and before that.
Wow.
And he lives in China now, and he plays over there.
I heard you
You're
went to
kidding.
China to play
Yes,
years ago.
Yep.
Can you tell us
10
about
years
that?
ago and this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about China? Besides the blues.
Blues.
Well,
Besides the blues and shit. Yeah, okay.
Some of the history of China, it's not the happiest thing in the world, but most history isn't, I guess. And
Right.
that's very interesting. The food is very good or interesting.
I was hoping
Some of
you'd
it you
say
might
the
know.
food.
I think the saying goes over there: anything with wings except a plane, and anything with legs except a table and chairs.
Whoa.
Oh.
I've never heard that. That's interesting.
neither.
Yeah.
So how does the Chinese audience like American blues?
Well, it's they take to it. They really seem to like it a lot. But I think the progression of music there is a little bit different, because I think in the early '80s, they were still kind of all wearing gray suits, and there
Right.
wasn't much allowed into the country.
Right.
Exactly.
And then whereas we had this progression of music here, the floodgates kind of opened for them
Wow.
all. And
Right.
they got blues at the same time as they got Mozart and Green Day. So
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a wide spectrum of
Yes.
music.
That could really create an interesting mashup.
it does, and it's sort of like it just because there wasn't this progression and there wasn't these it's like certain generations attracted to certain things. It was just like everybody kind of just likes what they like, and that's how
Huh.
it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to play for us next?
I will play another original song.
Good.
That I wrote at the Holiday Music Motel with my friend Tarl Knight and Jared. Just like that last one was written at the Holiday Music Motel. This one we call Little Gray Dress.
All right.
Wow.
Alex Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, perfect.
All right.
Heavy as a stone, and you were light as a feather. Wanted to be free, and I let you. So stone cold that you tried to fly southward. Then I got old and you just got bored. And now you coming back to me. trying to keep you tame, and you just kept trying to be wild. You're a bird and I'm a cage, and the bars were made to keep you meek and mild. Like a little gray dress that you just had to wear. Now I'm your burden to bear. Now you coming back to me. Maybe you really break free. Maybe you really break free. Now you're gone, yeah, we all know the tune. Now you're gone, no, but you'll be back soon. Like the little gray dress that you once wore, waiting across the floor, longing all those times for you to come back to me. Come back to me. Maybe you really break free. 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 Thank you.
Welcome back to Waupaca Local Live. Again, a very special Waupaca Local Live.
We didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh, well, I'm Wes Powers and you are...
Merci beaucoup.
And we have a great award-winning artist, Alex Wilson, from the Alex Wilson Band.
That's right.
So I just wanted to touch on some of the accolades and awards, whammies.
Yes.
Could you elaborate on what a whammy is?
WAMI is WAMI, Wisconsin Area Music Industry Award.
Yeah. And you and the Alex Wilson Band have kind of cleaned house since 2007 as far as blues artist, blues guitarist, and other accolades and such.
We're on the list of repeated mention.
Yes.
So does that make him our most famous artist?
I'd say
He's right up there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
All right. It's a good life.
Yeah, it's a good life.
We got a celebrity here, ladies and gentlemen.
So you and the Alex Wilson Band have played all over the Midwest. You said you played in China.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite place to play?
Well, one of my favorite places that I've ever played was probably the Montreal Jazz Festival
Oh.
in 2011. It was like, we just happened to get this really amazing slot.
Wow.
Like the guys, I was down in Memphis for the IBC with my band, and the guys from the Montreal Jazz Festival said, hey, call us, and we'd love to have you up at the festival. I called them, and they said it was all booked up, and they called me about 2 weeks later saying that they had, like, one of their best slots had just opened up by chance.
Wow.
So we got to play at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock on July 1st, which is Canada Day,
Yeah.
in front of about 20,000 people.
July 1st is Canada
Wow.
Day?
Yeah,
I did not know that. See,
much like
look-
the 4th of July.
Yeah.
It's an educational program after all.
You listen to
Canada.
Waupaca
Yeah.
Local Live, you learn stuff.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what's
it's-
it like playing for an audience that big?
Well,
Is it
yeah, I would
surreal?
say it's quite a bit. It's a different kind of energy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm used to playing, clubs and smaller
Yeah.
festivals. We've done some bigger festivals too, with a few thousand people. But when there's that many people, it's just sort of like you can't really hear one person talking. It's just sort of like a low roar,
Yeah.
Wow.
and the energy is, could be a little overwhelming. But it was
Uh-huh.
it was cool.
Do you get nervous?
I used to when I was younger, and
Uh-huh.
for some reason I just don't anymore.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you do anything to try to counteract that, or did it just wear off?
Well, when I was younger, I used to practice Tai Chi, so I learned a lot of relaxation principles. And I just try to relax because I feel like in just my history of playing, I've always played better when I am relaxed. And I suppose when you're going up in front of a big audience, you don't want to be
Right.
nervous and kind of like fumbling over my fingers,
Yeah.
Wouldn't be good.
I think most musicians can probably relate that, obviously if you're more relaxed or if you're playing at home with no one listening,
Right.
That's the best place to
Right.
play sometimes.
Yeah, and I know guys who are really good at home, and that's it. Because
Yeah.
like they,
Chill.
they get nervous like
Right.
playing in front of
Yeah.
people. And I get it. Everybody's different.
Yeah. So you started playing professionally at 21, I read. Is that
Uh,
accurate?
19 actually.
19?
But I started my own band at 21.
And
Okay.
what was the name of that band?
The Alex Wilson Band.
Oh, well.
Creative genius.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Don't waste your
How did
energy
you
on
get
band
that
names.
name?
Well, I'll tell you. Actually, how I got that name was just because some of my favorite bands in history. This has always bothered me when a band that I really like, Led Zeppelin, for example.
Yeah.
They'll lose an important member, and a new guy will come in, and it's still Led Zeppelin, but it's not really Led Zeppelin anymore.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
But this will always be the Alex Wilson Band because here I am.
Right. Yeah. Or you go see AC/DC and then one or two members ain't with them.
Exactly.
It's the same
It's
thing.
just not the like the band. It's all about chemistry.
Yeah.
And I've had different versions of chemistry in my band, and
Yeah.
some of them were very good, and some of them were maybe
Yeah.
not as good.
Has it always been the Alex Wilson Band, or did you have like
yeah,
another
I've played
name
in
in there?
other bands,
Okay.
but my band has always been the Alex Wilson Band.
Okay.
And maybe someday I'll start another band with an actual name. That is another person.
All right. So what's next? What you gonna play for us next?
Well, I could play more original music.
That'd be awesome.
I could, I'll play another song that I wrote up in Sturgeon Bay.
Okay.
What's-
Awesome.
What's it called?
Well, the name is a little dark, and maybe the song is a little dark, but
That's
it's
fine.
It's called Suicide Machine.
Suicide
Ooh.
Machine. Is
Alright.
it like maybe after a car?
It's actually about trains.
Trains?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm just to spare the listeners a stomach ache. I'm not going to explain it, but I will say that this is based on some very old blues that I believe was recorded in Grafton, actually. But the idea for this song was based on that old blues song called "The Last Kind Word" by Geeshie Wiley,
Wow.
which is on the R. Crumb soundtrack for anybody who's familiar with R. Crumb.
Yeah.
Art Crumb. Was he a cartoonist?
Underground cartoonist
Underground
in the
illustrator.
60s.
Nailed it!
And he was from Wisconsin, right? Wasn't he from down by
I'm
Princeton?
not sure. I know that his publisher was from Wisconsin,
Right.
Milwaukee, the Kitchen Sink Press.
Yes.
Dennis Kitchen,
Yeah.
Kitchen Sink Press, but
Right.
Oh, another awesome name for
yeah.
kitchen sink.
press.
Boom.
All right,
Yep.
Alex Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. In Waupaca.
From the time I was a young boy and I heard that whistle blow, I was waiting until the time that I was grown. waiting at the depot, Union Pacific line, clocking in now to leave another town behind. Take a little sip of whiskey to ease my troubled mind, and some poor soul is running out of time. I can't help you with your family, want to say all your goodbyes. I deliver when you step out on the tide. In a moment, it's all over, the end of your doomsday. And 2 days from tomorrow, you'll be lying in your grave. Run away, run away, run away from me. Run away from the suicide machine. See my daddy in my own face, wrinkled with a torn. I am broken until the time I am reborn. Every Sunday, beg the Father, please forgive me for my sin. Still I wonder, would heaven let me in? If you want to meet your maker now, this train won't stop for you. Put my head down, do my part to help you see this through. I oblige them in their suffering, running at full speed. Roll you like a wreck down with my suicide machine. All aboard the suicide machine.
Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us at Waupaca Local Live again at the Waupaca at Arts on the Square 2018. We have Alex Wilson from the Alex Wilson Band.
I wanted to ask about, you have any recordings? Tell us about CDs, where people can buy your music or download your music, or however it's done these days.
Yes, my CD is generally for sale off the bandstand. It's the same CD I've had for quite some time. It's called Tell Me Why. 11 songs, 9 of them are originals, 2 of them are not. And this year I haven't been booking as many shows because I want to primarily focus through the end of the year on my new CD, which I plan to release this coming year.
Oh, excellent.
Do you have a title for it, or is it still in the works?
Oh no, it's still very much in the works.
Yeah.
Do you want to name
Songs
it
have to be written and
Songs
everything.
About Waupaca, maybe?
Perhaps.
Come
Perhaps
Just
it'll
a
be
suggestion.
part
Have
of
you
my
ever been
Waupacan
here?
vision.
That's right.
Have you ever been to Waupaca before, or is this your
I
first
have,
time?
and I love Waupaca. And I
As
love
well
how
you
big
should.
the trees are here. So
Yes.
much natural beauty, really. And
It is.
Some of these old neighborhoods in here are fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the township, but
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm a fan of the natural beauty
Right,
at
yeah.
the very
Awesome.
least.
All right. What's
So,
next?
what?
We were going to talk about CDs. What else were we going to talk about? Do you have anything you want to talk about?
I'll bust out my notes here.
Yeah, not nothing in particular that comes to mind, but other than just hoping to see people at our show tonight.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a good crowd.
And you're playing plugged in, like.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be a totally
so-
different.
So like
feel.
anything you're hearing now, it's not going to be like that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's going to be a blank slate.
Just for a point of reference.
Right,
Yeah,
but
blank
it's really
slate.
nice. We've had actually quite a few people that play electric. We actually had a heavy metal band on, and they played acoustic, and it was real obviously fun for us, but really fun
It turned
for
out
them.
pretty well.
It's cool to play the songs how you kind of
Yeah.
played them when you wrote them, and you
Yeah,
know,
it's
how
definitely an exercise, and
Grassroots.
the rudimentary part of
right.
it's good to remember how to do that.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Anybody in the audience have a question from Waupaca?
Anybody?
Anybody?
John, you got something?
Anybody?
Betsy?
That would be my bass man from Milwaukee, Mr. Matt Turner,
Okay.
and then
we've
of
heard
course,
him.
Tony Wagner from right here in Waupaca.
All right. And who do you normally have play with you when you're playing?
Those
around?
two.
Really?
But I
So that's it.
have used a number of people on the drums, and if occasionally my bass player can't make it. I do have, because I've been doing this for 20 years. I have
Right.
a long list of second basemen.
That's funny. I think that's an interesting thing.
Second baseman.
sometimes-
Bump.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't give you time to laugh, but that was a very funny pun. But I think I do think that's something a lot of people don't understand about bands, is that it's not just like the Monkees, like you live together in an apartment and you cook
Right.
together and it's always the
Whoa.
same. I mean, they really
Right.
do think that bands have the same personnel all the time. And obviously that's not true, right?
Yeah, it's like we don't have three
Except
doors
for
to the same
our-
apartment.
Yeah.
Right.
It's we all live in different cities and have our different lives, but we come together quite often
To play music.
in musical merriment.
Yeah.
All right, so we have one more question from our studio audience.
Who's one of your blues inspirations?
Well, I would say easily my biggest blues inspiration is Little Walter, who again was Muddy Waters' harmonica player when he was 17. But I feel like that's also something that has made me stand out a little bit more as a blues guitar player, because I actually learned a lot of his harmonica parts on guitar, and I don't know
Oh.
anybody else who has done that.
Yeah.
That's
really.
pretty cool.
So
Have you ever
Um,
picked up the harmonica and tried?
I have tried,
Yeah.
but
It's
It
impossible.
comes out your
sounds.
fingers.
yeah,
It comes out your fingers.
I'm no good with the reeds,
Yeah.
All right, so Alex Wilson, what's going to be your last song tonight?
Well, maybe I could take you home with one of the most traditional of blues songs, or I could do some Howlin' Wolf. I don't know.
What do you want? Acacia,
Why don't I do a little bit of both? There's a song called "The Killing Floor" by Howlin' Wolf, and but I'm not going to do it how he did it.
Make it your own.
Yeah,
It is your own.
I've kind of come up with a version of that I think does that. So
Awesome.
All right, Alex Wilson, ladies and gentlemen.
I should have quit you long time ago. I should have quit you, baby, long time ago. I would have been gone instead of down in Mexico. If I hadn't found out my first mind, if I hadn't found out my first mind, I would have been gone. It's my second time. Lord, no, I should have been gone. Lord, no, I should have been gone. I should have quit you and just went home. if I hadn't went on. When my friend come from Mexico indeed, if I hadn't went on. When my friend come from Mexico indeed, I would have been fooling with you, baby, instead of down on the killing floor. Thank you.